Mordechai, Shalom Aleichem.
Hi.
We're here with Mordechai Persov. Mordechai is the educational director of the Hebrew department of the Temple Institute. Mordechai, where are we?
Okay, we're just gonna walk through the new Temple Institute, the new exhibition of the Temple Institute we call Machon HaMikdash.
Right, our new headquarters.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be something you never saw in your whole life. Maybe like a small glimpse of what you will see in the real temple. So let's go in and see.
First, let's tell everyone where we are. We're actually on the same street that the exhibition of the Temple Institute was located for many, many years, at the end of Miskav Ladach. But this is actually in the place of the Moriah bookstore. The bookstore is still here, but it's downsized, but it's a very large area. It's right in the bottom of the famous Yeshivat HaKotel. It's right at the top of the broad stairs that come up from the Western Wall, so it's just a moment from the Western Wall. Actually, it's a moment from the Temple Mount itself, and it's a whole different thing. We're very excited. How many years have been waiting for this kind of thing?
I don't know, over 20, 22, 23 years.
And the whole concept here is to bring the world of the Holy Temple to a whole new level of appreciation, so that, well, you tell us.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm excited already. Let's go in.
After you.
Okay. Okay, maybe one more second before we go in. Just look. We can see the Temple Mount. We're not supposed to be here. We're supposed to be there. Just...
Okay, but you notice every few years we move a little closer.
Yeah, a little closer, exactly. Let's go in.
Okay.
So, as you see, we're still under construction. We have a few more weeks and everything will be ready. This is the room where everybody will come in. This is the lobby.
The reception.
The reception, exactly.
I know you wanted me to help you with your English.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so you're talking about reception, you're thinking about maybe like a hotel or something like that, but I'm thinking about the temple. Also in the temple, before the sanctuary, was a part, it's called the ulam. How's it in there? The hall, exactly, a hall. And exactly like the temple, before we go in, to see the light, to see everything, calm down, get ready, put your bag down. You have to pay, I'm sorry, and then we're gonna go in.
So a group is going to come first into this room.
At the reception, calm down. We're going to have about here, we're going to have some video about everything we did in the past 20 years. The construction of the menorah, the shulchan.
The table.
The table, exactly. And after they get a small taste of what they're going to see, get ready with a guide. Has to be with a guide, which explains to them exactly what we're going to see. They're going to go in to the new exhibition of the Temple Institute. So let's go?
Yep.
Okay.
After you.
You're the first guy I'm gonna guide in. Well, I'm excited. Okay, so actually, if you're gonna stand here, as you're gonna walk in over here, you're gonna see the model of the temple. It's not here yet. You know, remember in our exhibition, we have a nice model of the temple, and it's gonna be placed exactly the same way as it's supposed to be placed on the Temple Mount. Meaning we have the east, the west, exactly the right directions. Everybody's gonna sit down over here, watch on this wall a short video about what they're gonna see about the Temple Mount from the creation through the different things that happened on Mount Moriah, the Akedah, the
binding of Isaac.
The binding of Isaac, through Jacob's ladder, and then the different tachanot, how do you say that? Different stations of the temple in Shiloh. Stages in Shiloh. Still already in the desert, the Mishkan, the tabernacle.
So the theme of this first room is the history of the development of the temple. Is that it?
Yeah, you can say the history.
Because I understand that the principle of this experience is going to be different. It's going to be based on levels of almost giving a person a feeling of participating in the process of actually coming to the temple. Is that not correct?
Exactly.
It's hard for everybody to get this right now because it's still a construction site, but we did promise that we're going to give a preview. And the first thing that we can all see, especially anybody at home that's been to the Temple Institute, the first thing you can see is that this is a massive space. It's much, much larger than anything that we ever had before. And this is only the first room. So hopefully things will be much more on a level of experience that will give everyone a different kind of a feeling of what it is that the temple brings to the world.
Exactly, an emotional feeling. Okay, and as we go through, if you look through different columns we have here, each column is even going to be colored.
Oh, this is amazing.
Okay, in different shades. And as we go through till we get to the Holy of Holies, then we're going to have it a golden column. Okay. In a few more weeks, you will be able to see all the different instruments here: the kinor, the nevel, the musical instruments. Okay. As you go in, we'll have different music in each room to get the special feeling of each room. Okay. You know, when you go into the temple, it's not only what you see; it's what you hear through the Levites' instrumental.
Right now, I'm hearing a lot of drilling.
Yeah, that you know, that's part of the construction. Okay, and as we said, it's an emotional feeling that all your different hushim, and you say senses, all work together. You can smell the incense, you can hear the Levites playing, and really feel. If you close your eyes, you maybe will be able to feel that you're really in the temple. Let's
Wonderful.
go. Okay, so every room, as we said, we're going to go like from the outside, inside. So here we talked about the Temple Mount, about the Kotel, about the Western Wall, everything that's around, a little getting to the feeling of the different stages of the Bet HaMikdash, of the temple, from the desert through Shiloh, and then the first temple, Solomon's temple, the second temple. And now as we're going to go in through like the women's court, so-called, meaning we're just a step before we go into the temple. Actually, exactly in that place is where the Levites used to play.
Right.
Mainly like the platform to get them in. So we have the different instruments and we're going in, and then we're going to find ourselves in the Azara.
The outer court. The court.
The inner court.
The inner court.
The inner court. Okay? So let's go into the inner court. Okay, as you know, before every Kohen, before he starts working, he has to get ready. Two things he has to do. One, he has to wear his priestly garments. So we're going to have the Kohen Gadol in here, the high priest, okay, with all his clothes. If you look behind the glass, you can see we're going to have the stones of the breastplate shining exactly like the Kohen Gadol when he used to ask the divine presence different questions. The Urim Tumim. So all the lights. So when we can't ask the questions, but we can have the feeling of the
we could ask.
Oh, we can ask. We don't know if we're going to get any answer.
Let him out of there. Don't keep him there. It's 2013. Okay. Get him out.
Yeah, I think, you know, he's excited. He's ready. He has his patience, okay? And after we wear our priestly garments, it's not enough. Okay, so we covered like our whole body, which makes us kadosh, like getting ready. We still have to wash our hands, not us, the Kohen, his hands and his feet. And for that we have the kiyar, the basin, okay? The copper basin over here, we're going to have faucets.
This is a completely different laver than the one that we previously made. This one is much larger.
Much bigger, okay?
And we made it actually a number of years ago, but we didn't have room for it. Exactly. And it's computerized, it has an internal mechanism, and it has enough water for the entire shift of all the Kohanim that are needed. It's 24 Kohanim, right?
At least 24 Kohanim.
That are needed to do the daily service.
Exactly. You said more like, you know, the 2013, yeah, something like that, okay? So we have to, whatever we can do, we have to get ready. We have a lot more priests than we had in time 2,000 years ago. We can heat up the water. Nobody said you have to wash your hands and feet with cold water. It's all computerized, the exact amount, you know. In Israel altogether, especially in Yerushalayim, we don't have so much water. So every small bit of water is important. That's why it's computerized for the exact measurement, not to let
This is the exact amount that's needed.
Exactly. Wow. So this is the kiyar, the water laver. I said it right?
Laver.
Okay, I'm getting into it. The water laver, and they have to have some polish, you know, getting ready for the Bet HaMikdash with our Kohanim. And if we imagine ourselves in the inner court, so we have the laver on one side, the Kohanim all getting ready. In this room, we're going to have a big new mizbeach, an altar. It's under construction. What's important about this Mizbeach, about the altar, we're going to build it brick by brick, bring it to here, and from here, whenever we want, whenever we're ready, we can take every separate brick. You know, it's not allowed to be touched by any kind of metal. So just you can wrap it up. I can take one, you can take one. You, the cameraman, you can also take one. Everybody. And from here, straight to the Temple Mount, put it brick by brick, and in about 1 or 2 hours, we can have an altar. Not a big altar like we had in the time of Solomon's temple, but something small that can be used to start with whenever we want.
So the altar that we're going to have here on display is modular, and it's based on the concept of being able to take it piece by piece and set it up in the proper place.
Exactly.
So it's really literally just a way station.
Exactly. If we talked about the parcel of the Mishkan, about the tabernacle, it's about the size of the original altar that Am Yisrael had in the desert, in the Midbar. And exactly like they just took it from place to place, we're using the same concept to take it once and just leave it there, and from there we just come, and you say it's modular. Modular. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, and then we can build it to the right size, and it can it can be up to about 60 amot, meaning about 30 meters big. We're starting with something about 5 amot,
which is kosher.
Which is kosher, good enough to start with, and then we can build it even bigger than the altar we had in the time of the first and second Beit HaMikdash. Here we have something very important. Okay, so what we're actually seeing here is a virtual door. We're not going to go through this door, but if you look at it, we're seeing the entrance to the sanctuary. Exactly like we had in Solomon's temple, we have Boaz, Yachin and Boaz. Okay, so we're going to have 2 poles standing on both sides, much higher than what I can hold up here.
So this is like a facade of the entrance to the great doors of the sanctuary itself. Wow.
Exactly. Think when everybody's going to sit over there, so they're going to feel exactly like they're in the inner court, sitting exactly where the Levites used to play. We're going to have actually a Levi standing there with a trumpet in his hand all the time, just to get the feeling. Right above this big door, we're going to have Helene's lamp. Exactly. We're going to have a sun in here, but
the whole idea here, in other words, this is like experiential. The whole visit here is different than coming to a museum, because we're taking people level upon level. So if this room seems to correspond to the inner court, where we have the altar and we have the laver and then we have the door, then I assume that after this we're going to be going into the holy itself.
Exactly. But if you talked about the inner court, so we're exactly going to the different stages, the set of mind and heart. Okay, so first of all, you have to come in here and get your inner court ready, your heart, your mind. Okay, so we're going to talk through the different guiding tours in here, to the heart, to the mind. It's not only going to be a emotional experience, of course we're going to teach a lot, and once we're ready to talk about, and we're ready, we have the right set of mind, only then, exactly like in the temple itself, not everybody can go in. We're just going to get a peek. If it was a real temple, we wouldn't be in there. To go inside, into the sanctuary, to see the menorah, to see the table, to see the altar of the incense, and even a peek into the Holy of Holies.
And all this to create the desire that we should really be able to see these things, that we should really have these things, to create as great a longing and a wanting as possible.
Exactly, and Zafka good that we're here as people are reconstructing and building, because the desire isn't enough. We have to remember the desire will lead us to build ourselves. See, I got a little paint on my hand.
Right, and nothing here, I don't suppose, is coming down from heaven. I see a lot of building materials, I see a lot of builders, just like the Torah portions that we've been reading these weeks. It's very physical, and then Hashem does his part of it. He blesses it, but only if we make something for it to begin with.
Exactly. Okay, are you ready?
I hope.
Okay. Are you a Kohen?
No.
Okay, so this is your chance, because if you were in the temple, you wouldn't be in here. Let's go. Just try to get a feeling. We're going to have different lighting in here. everything when you're going to come in is going to be dark. Okay? As you come in, only the menorah in here is going to be lighted up. The incense altar over here, the table on the other side, is not going to be any seating in here. Nobody can sit inside the sanctuary. And actually the guide here doesn't have to say anything. Just to look and get a feeling. But as we said, we have to know what we're talking about. We're going to have the menorah right in here, standing, a Kohen in the glass, actually lighting the menorah, the different vessels of the menorah, the little jug, the jug of oil is going to be standing right next to the menorah, ready actually to light it up. On the other side, we're going to have, right in here, about up to this height, we're going to have the incense altar. Am I saying it correctly?
Yes.
Mizbach HaZahav. We're going to have, you just can imagine the smell. We're not going to have any special smell in here. And on the other side, we're going to have the table, the shortbread table. Im en kemach, en Torah. And here in Beit HaMikdash, in the temple, we pray also about our spiritual blessing for the whole world and the, help me,
Physical.
The physical and earthly blessing to the whole world. The most important thing, the most special thing in our exhibition here, in the new Temple Institute exhibition, is a peek of the Holy of Holies. The place where only the high priest, only the Kohen HaGadol, on the Day of Atonement, on Yom Kippurim, could go in. Also here in our exhibition, nobody's going to go in, but just to get a peek of the special feeling of the most holy of holy days of Yom Kippurim, the Day of Atonement. We see here the wall, as it used to be in the first temple, where you had a wall, it's called a matraksin, a very thick wall. In the middle, we have the parochet, the special curtain between the holy and the Holy of Holies. And just to get a peek of what we have inside, we have the Ark of the Covenant, the Aron, with the Kruvim on top. We also have them over here.
This is such an overwhelming experience just to see the parochet, and everybody that's watching is, I don't want people to get confused because everyone is going to ask, does this mean that you found the Ark of the Covenant?
No, obviously. We reconstructed the menorah at the table. This is only a model. The real Ark is waiting for us with the tablets not far from here on the Temple Mount. But as you said, we want to give the visitors a special feeling of the Holy of Holies, of what Beit HaMikdash really was. Okay, we have a very special opportunity because Mayan just came here, and she is the woman who actually sewed and made this parochet. So maybe we'll ask her a few questions. מעיין, תשתפי אותנו קצת בחוויה המיוחדת של הריגת, לא הפרוכת האמיתית, אבל כמעט.
כמעט, כן. למעשה אני חלק מקבוצה של נשים של לשכת הפרוכת. אנחנו עושות מחקר על הפרוכת האמיתית, ומנסות למצוא את הדרך איך לעשות את זה, ועובדות ולומדות את הצביעה בתולת שני, בתחלת, עבודה עם הפשטן.
אני אעשה את זה כל כמה משפטים.
כן.
Mayan is part of a group of ladies who actually are learning exactly how to weave the curtain for the Holy Temple. That involves research into materials and colors, the biblical colors, the blue and the crimson. And so this is a practice. זה באמת תרגולת בשבילך לעשות את האמיתי.
זה לא הדבר האמיתי, זה רק באמת, כמו שהוא אמר, כדי שאנשים ירגישו, אבל זה הכיסופים שלנו, שזה יהיה...
And I asked her, how did she feel to make such a parochet?
זה כבוד גדול קודם כל, כי זה תמיד לעשות משהו לכבוד בית המקדש. גם אם זה לא אמיתי, זה משהו שיביא את האנשים לחשוף לזה. וזה מה שכל עם ישראל צריך ממש, לרצות את זה כדי שיהיה ממש מהר.
So first of all, Mayan says it was a great honor for her to be involved in anything associated with the Holy Temple, even if it's not the real one yet. It's hopefully will bring people to that stage of wanting it. תגידי, בזמן הבית, אז גם הנשים עשו את הפרוכת,
כן, זה
נכון?
עבודת נשים בבית המקדש. זה היה
Historically, in the time of the Holy
הפרוכת.
Temple, there was a special department of women who weave the curtain for the Holy Temple.
No, I think we can exactly finish with this and say, Bezrat Hashem, me, you, Mayan, and everybody will be able not just to see models and see the reconstruction of the vessels, but we'll be able to see the real parochet here in the Temple Mount in Bet HaMikdash very soon.
Amen.
Bezrat Hashem.
Thank you.
Amen.
Wow, I'm looking forward to the grand opening. That was just, it's very exciting, a very exciting experience. And I'm looking forward to hear people's reactions, to really see people in there. You know, I want to be there behind the scenes, like a fly on the wall, and see how people react. I think it's going to really be very powerful. Now,
It's been a very exciting 4th annual International Talmud
really
Awareness
has.
Day. You
I
have to
gotta
admit,
agree with that.
it's really been exciting, but I got to say that Yitzchak, you know, we've been through so much. You know, we were in the army together. You saved my life.
On the rooftop.
We've been through a lot, but when you and I walked together through the gates of the Knesset
that was scary.
into that building to see Moshe Feiglin in his new office and to hear him speak the same way that he's always spoken, just so totally upfront about Jewish rights for prayer on the Temple Mount, about the future of the people of Israel, about
Destiny.
his plans as a member of the government. That was a really special moment.
So, without further ado, here is Moshe Feiglin, newly elected member of Knesset, part of the Likud government, ruling government party. Moshe Feiglin.